Moving on.
Sorry, the party in and of itself. So,
Awesome gifts.
she gets awesome gifts. Esme and Carlisle give her the plane tickets to Jacksonville for two.
Which comes in handy later on.
Yes.
Not in this book.
not
It doesn't play out in this book. It plays out,
yes,
in the
in
clips.
the next book.
So don't forget it.
Yeah, they give her, no, don't forget it. They give her the plane tickets, and then Emmett, Rosalie, and
Jasper give her the scarf. I can't talk tonight. The car stereo.
The car stereo.
Like
And install it, and Emmett goes out and installs it first so that she can't say no. Like Emmett's outside.
And then she opens up the gift, and it's a box, and she opens up the box to see what's inside, and it's empty.
Yeah, and she's like, and they're like, Emmett's outside installing it right now, and like, what I love about like this is the fun, cute little humor, like in the little things, because like, she's like, I just said, thanks Emmett, and like no louder than that, and you hear him laughing outside, because they're hearing so well, they can hear, like stupid little things like that, like. So that's what she got from them, and then she didn't get to open. Wait a minute, what else was she opening?
It was whatever she was opening, she cuts herself. She gets a little paper cut. And it's a minor cut, it's not a big thing.
I think it was the tickets, the plane tickets. Because I don't think she opens them until later in her room. I think it's
maybe. No, you're right.
You're right. Okay, so that's what she...
but when she's opening it, she gets like a little paper cut, and
I love that.
It would not normally be, it's at the end.
Yeah, I love that.
It's not normally, anything that you would normally have to be concerned about, but she's lived in a house of vampires. So it makes a big difference.
So yeah, they're kind of, they go, ooh.
Well, not really, not quite that way. More like,
ew, Bella, what'd you do? This great last paragraph. Dazed and disoriented, I looked up from the bright red blood pulsing out of my arm into the fevered eyes of 6 suddenly ravenous men.
But that was because the paper cut, Jasper, the newest member of their clan, jumps at her. Edward is screaming no, grabs her and throws her back out of Jasper's way. So as she goes, back, she hits the table where the cake is, and the plates shatter, and she ends up cutting her arm on the broken glass on the floor, and that's when she's all dazed and disoriented of her fear of blood.
Yeah, so it's not like a little paper cut and all 6
Right, but it starts off with there's this tiny little paper cut with like a drop of blood,
and
Jasper goes crazy. And it has to be Jasper who jumps and attacks her because he is the newest. He has the least amount of self-control.
Exactly. It's always been harder for Jasper than others to control.
And the whole situation just seriously bothers Edward. He's grumpy about it for days.
That's it. That's like that.
That's what
unnerves him. He's just like, my God, if I can't keep her safe, I can't even keep her safe from my own family. I can't. No matter what I do, and everything I do puts her at risk. And that's all right. So we end that chapter with that, where they're all staring at her because she's bleeding out on the floor.
And then chapter 2, Stitches.
Yes. I like about this chapter is because Carlisle stitches her up, and even Alice has to go out.
Yeah.
Even Alice has to.
And I don't know if it's Alice I think it's Alice who says this later. It's like, even though I don't have any interest in drinking your blood, you still smell good.
Yes, I think it was Alice.
It's like you don't smell as good to me as you do to Edward, but you still smell good.
Yes. She was like, sorry. They're like sorry, Bella, because they put their hands in their mouth and they have to leave. And Carlisle stays, and Edward tries staying. She's like, don't be brave for my sake. She's like, go outside. And he goes outside, and...
Well, no, because Jasper is really upset by the situation because he tried to hurt her. So Alice is like, go talk to him.
Yes.
And then I think what you were saying, that's what she says to Alice.
Yes.
Like, don't just go. Just don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Carlisle's stitching me out.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And I like the whole conversation between her and Carlisle. What?
He's inside the window.
I know. Carlisle does it. I wish I could show it. No one will be able to see it. My notes totally just screwed up my next chapter 4 notes, but she could.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
So
Don't worry
you'll
about it.
understand.
But I like the whole discussion.
Oh yes,
between
where
her and Carlisle.
right, where she's like, if it was.
Well, she's asking him like, what's the real reason that Edward doesn't want to change me?
Right.
What's the deal? Because her whole insecurity is, well, he doesn't want me for forever.
Which is so not the
It's
case.
so not the case.
And you really realize this when you read a clip.
Yes, that would be
Like,
he feels like that would be the most selfish thing he could possibly do.
And she wants to know why it's such a big deal.
Yes.
Why isn't he willing to do this? It's what I want. I want to be with him forever, not for my life, but forever.
I know this, and it's just she
And she wants,
she knows what she wants.
and not only that, but she also wants it done so that they're reasonably the same age.
Yes.
So this way, she's not 60 years old,
and
she doesn't want to be 60 years old and be like, okay, well now you're old enough to be my grandson.
Exactly.
This is my 17-year-old husband.
Yes, I know. Excuse me.
So that wouldn't really work out.
So she's every day to her is just like, girl, I'm getting older.
Which is why she's so resistant to her 18th birthday.
Yes,
I think that if she wasn't with Edward, if she was with someone else,
it wouldn't be a bit. I think that was still the type of person where it's like, don't show me the attention.
No, she still wouldn't want the party.
Yes.
But what the party symbolizes, that you're another year older, wouldn't matter to her nearly as
much as it does now. She has another reminder that this is great, I'm getting older.
And he's not.
Yes, absolutely. So the discussion between, she says to Carlisle, and Carlisle tries to explain to her, I want to get that page because
you should just leave the book open.
It's page 37.
The way he
explains it to her is he's trying to tell her that Edward believes that they don't have souls. That's the dog.
The dog's sitting on my foot.
Under the table. All right, get out of here.
The heifer.
All right, he's trying to say
go shoot
that Edward doesn't believe that they have souls, that they're soulless creatures, and he's not just going to be taking Bella's life away, he's going to be taking her soul away, and he won't do that. And Carlisle, it says, spoke slowly, because he doesn't believe that way. He says, I look at my son, his strength, his goodness, the brightness that shines out of him, and it only fuels that hope, that faith, more than ever. How could there not be more for one such as Edward? In other words, they have a soul and there is an afterlife.
And he's also, it's also in reference that there isn't someone out there for him.
Yes.
Because Rosalie, like you said, was originally intended to be for Edward, and Edward wasn't interested, and then Rosalie found Emmett, and then Alice and Jasper came together, and then they came to the Cullens. So now there's nothing for Edward. There's nobody. There's no female. Nothing for Edward, and he's not just talking about the the life and the afterlife and the soul. He's talking about why isn't there a person for my son?
Isn't there something
He's
for
such
him?
a good being. Why isn't there someone for him to make him happy? Why do we all get to be happy and not him?
He's the only one, exactly. He's left, odd man out. And she says, I nodded in fervent agreement. But if he believed as he does, if I believed as he does, he looked down at me with unfathomable eyes. If you believed as he did, could you take away his soul? And she says, the way he phrased that question thwarted my answer. If he'd asked me whether I would risk my soul for Edward, the reply would be obvious. But would I risk Edward's soul? I pursed my lips unhappily. That wasn't a fair exchange. And he says, so you see the problem. And it's just like, that's the whole thing.